What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is, well, it should be most of all my video game pickups for October of 2019. Interesting fact about October of 2019, I didn't get any of my stuff online. Well, I did get one thing online, and I did a bunch of pre-orders, but they're not even in yet, so I guess that's kind of irrelevant. But almost everything I got in 2019 of October has been at local retro stores in my area. Anyway, let's check it out. So here's the first little set of games, and these are purchased actually at separate little game stores, but I kind of lumped everything into one group because it's all Game Boy stuff. Anyway, this Game Boy Advance, and this thing here, man, this thing's clean, guys. This is a clean Game Boy Advance. It was cheap. They even threw in some batteries. Now that game, I didn't get that from them. That's R-Type 3. I did get that recently, though. You should have seen it in one of my pickups videos I did maybe a month ago. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with this Game Boy Advance. Now I'm going to mod this. My plans on this are to mod it, take the screen out, throw the backlit screen in, get a battery pack. I almost bought a battery pack for this thing this weekend. I did get an accessory kit for this that is kind of cool. You guys will see it in a minute. You'll know what I'm talking about. So here's some of the games I got. Here we have the Castlevania Adventure. This thing scrolls really slow, guys, but disregard that price. I actually did a trade to get some of these, so I'm not going to say they were free, but they just didn't cost me any physical money. But yeah, Castlevania Adventure, I guess it's in decent shape. I don't know a whole lot about Game Boy games, but it does work. Here we have, I think that's called Quarth. I actually don't know the name of this. This is like an anti-Tetris game where a spaceship, it's kind of like a shoot 'em up where you shoot out Tetris pieces. Now, I did pay $6 for that. That is the correct price. So I haven't even played that game yet, but it seemed kind of cool, the shmup aspects of it. Nemesis, this is pretty much a Gradius clone. Now, from what I understand, Ultra, the people that put this game out, is pretty much Konami, and they probably had Ultra due to some kind of rules and regulations for the Famicom or the Super, or the Nintendo, I mean, back in the day. Operation C, this is the Contra game that came out on the Game Boy. This is probably the best game out of all the games I'm showing you right now. Again, that price you see on the back, that was from a trade that I did with a couple of Vita games in my trunk. Awesome game, Operation C on the Game Boy. And here is that accessory pack that I was talking about. This is actually brand new. It was actually paid $8 for this, but it's like a light. It's a little bag to throw your Game Boy Advance in, and I guess a link cable, made by a company called Pelican, who I have heard of about Pelican. They make cheap, very cheap video game accessories for pretty much every system: PlayStation 2, GameCube, Dreamcast, you know, anything that was out around that generation of video games. They made accessories, the cheapest ones they could, to put out for these systems. So let's just try to get this thing open and see if this, it says it protects your Game Boy Advance, but in looking in there, it looks like just a clamshell that goes over the screen, so I really don't think that's like a full case. But there's the little case that the Game Boy Advance goes in. Here is the link cable. It feels very cheap. And this is supposed to pretty much give your Game Boy Advance a light without actually using separate batteries, which is an interesting concept, but I don't think the LED technology back then was quite what it is right now. So I don't know how good this thing is gonna work at nighttime. And yeah, it's probably gonna get me a while to get this thing to work, guys. God, it's hard to even snap it in there. It can, yeah, there it goes. Yeah, see, it's on. Yeah, the light's on. Okay. Okay, so it works. I mean, God, that light is so dim. Maybe the batteries are kind of drained, or maybe it's got to be like pitch black in order for this thing to actually look like it's working. But okay, that snaps in there. Okay, so it's a pass-through for the link cable for another Game Boy Advance, or I guess the GameCube. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, this was an $8 accessory pack, guys. Honestly, I bought this thing for the bag to put my Game Boy Advance in, just to keep it safe. I mean, it's new. It's got a nice screen on it. Although, when I do the screen mod for the, the actual backlit screen, I don't know if that faceplate's going to have to be replaced or not. But, at least it was a cheap, semi-clean Game Boy Advance to kind of, because I like the shape of this thing, guys. That's the only reason I got this thing. But here's the case that it goes in. It's got a little, it's got a loop for your belt to go through, kind of like a fanny pack. There it goes. Yeah, it fits in there great. Not a lot of room for accessories or batteries or other games or anything, even though there's a pouch in the front. Let's see if a game will fit in there. Yeah, it's, God, barely. Okay, so you can probably fit 3 Game Boy Advance games in there. You can barely fit a Game Boy game in there. Anyway, that's a Game Boy Advance, a few games, and an accessory pack by Pelican. All right, here we have Raiden 5. Now, this, kind of like some other video games, I want to say Code of Princess and Ys 8, is a game that they're actually giving players manuals, soundtracks, things like that. So I really appreciate about this game, although you guys haven't seen that stuff yet. It is in there. I did hesitate to buy this game for quite a while because I already owned it on the PS4. And I mean, it's just kind of a common shooter that I've already played. But I do want to support the fact that it is on the Switch, and I do want to buy it and unbox it for you and show you what it comes with. Now, this is brand new, although they just shoved all the stuff back in the box and put a piece of tape on it, kind of like what GameStop does. So not really cool, guys. It wasn't shrink wrapped, but there is a manual. So there's the manual and concept art. I mean, come on, guys. In a game in 2019, you have to appreciate a packaging like that. You know, I do. You know, guys, whoever put this thing together, I really appreciate the packaging on this thing. You know, the fact that they added the concept art to the manual, and there's actually a soundtrack, and that's awesome. Now, if you look at the inside tray of a CD holder, there's like a UMD slot inside of a CD tray. At least there used to be in CD players back in the day, and you would set these small discs in there, and they would work just like a normal size CD disc. But there's the game cart. Yeah, there's Raiden 5 on the Nintendo Switch. Awesome game, by the way. Really good shoot 'em up. And I'm going to show you guys the PS4 version, and as you can see, it actually came with a soundtrack as well. So I just wanted to share that real quick, and it's really cool that they added a soundtrack in pretty much every release of Raiden 5, although I do not know about the Xbox release. Okay, so here we have a random bag. Now, I do know by looking at the bag that it is from eBay, so this was an eBay purchase, although I don't know what it is just yet. It feels kind of weird, but I'm hoping there's a video game in there. I mean, if it's in this video, yes, it is going to be a video game, but we're going to find out what it is together, guys. Let's crack this thing open, and, you know, the Switchblade's so much fun to use, but sometimes it's a lot easier just to use the scissors. And we're not going to look at the receipt. We're going to open this other bag and find out what this is together. Now, this feels really weird, guys. So the packaging on this, I don't know. I don't know what this could be yet. It feels like it's an action figure, the way this, like, the plastic's in there. It's kind of hard to describe. Okay, I know what this is now. Okay, it all makes sense now. Okay. So I'm going to learn you guys something. If you guys like the Dreamcast and you collect for the Dreamcast, you know, you guys have probably heard of this game, but this game's really cheap, guys. These were $9 a piece. Pure Solar on the Dreamcast. Amazing RPG. I played it on the PS4, played it all the way through. These were so cheap that I bought 2 copies. These were $9 a piece. And guess what? You're thinking, oh, it's an RPG, Japanese copy. Guess what? It has English subtitles. So it's the same version of Pure Solar that pretty much came out in every region. This is just the Japanese version, but it's in English, guys. So awesome RPG. If you're fans of old school PS1 RPGs or like Chrono Trigger, you guys will love this game. Okay, guys, so this is the last set of stuff that I got, and this was GameStop purchases, okay? Now, why did I get this version of Kid Icarus? Well, I already have a Kid Icarus, but this was very cheap, and it came complete in the box with the stand. Anyone that's played Kid Icarus, you know how awesome the game is, but it'd be a lot easier to control with the stylus with that stand, with the game system on the stand. This comes with it. This was like 20 bucks, guys. With the stand, manual, cards are in there. I mean, everything's in there. As you can see, there's like the little 3-pack of cards kind of hiding behind the manual right there. There's Pit. I actually used him to play Smash Brothers over at my boy's house last night. Great character to play on Smash Brothers, but here is the stand. For those of you that want to know what the stand looks like, your 3DS just kind of sits right there, and then you can use your stylus and not cramp your hand up and give yourself carpal tunnel syndrome playing Kid Icarus. Awesome game. It would be awesome if they ported this game onto the Switch and figure out another way to do the control patterns on it. That would be awesome. Okay, Killer is Dead. I just saw it's an XC game, had a cool cover. It's on the PS3. This game was like $3 at GameStop or something like that. Never heard of it, never played it. So let me know in the comments down below. Is Killer is Dead an awesome game? I haven't even looked it up to see gameplay footage of the game. I just bought it because it was like $3 at GameStop. Great time to buy those 360 and PS3 games, guys. So what did you guys think? I feel like I got some pretty good stuff this month, but I say this every month, you know. I'm only going to buy video games now that I really want to play. I'm kind of over the whole like collecting everything aspect of gaming, and I haven't really been that way in a couple of years. My family, God, they get on me about my giant video game collection. I can make a whole other video on that topic. But one thing I've really been thinking about, I want to start adding, you know, featuring hip-hop artists on the end of my videos. Just underground stuff that I'm really into. I'm really into hip-hop. And you know, when I feature songs on the end of my videos, what I'll do is I won't monetize those videos, and I'll leave the artist and the name of the album, stuff like that. If you guys want to know any more, hit me up. Odds are I'll probably own the physical version of the CD, or I can tell you where to get it on iTunes or online or Bandcamp. A lot of these albums you can get on Bandcamp, which is a pretty awesome site. And you know, a lot of the games I got in this video, and pretty much every pickups video that I make, are purchased at, well, at least for this video, is purchased at, I'm going to say 3 retro game stores in my area, 3 different ones. The first one is a small chain in Pennsylvania called Just Press Play. They have 4 locations. Not going to get any special treatment there. You know, the price you see is what you're going to pay. They're a store, they got to make money, they're a business, and I can definitely appreciate that, as used to being a business owner myself. The other store, which is a little bit closer to my house where I reside, is Regen in White Marsh, Maryland, which is near, it's in a place called the White Marsh Mall, near where I used to own a business. And you know, cool little retro store. They have lots of games. As a matter of fact, right now, for anyone that's in the area and wants this game, they have a copy for $70 of Macross Scrambled Valkyrie on the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo. I highly recommend you go over there and get that game. I already own a copy. $70 is a great price on that game. I paid $100 at a convention, so just throwing it out there. And the last store, which is probably the best of the 3, is Gamers Paradise in Joppa, Maryland. You know, one of my good friends works there. He always looks out for me, and I'm not just talking about video games. I don't want to throw his name out there. You know who you are if you're watching this video. I really appreciate you being there for me, especially these past couple of days. You've really looked out for me, man. I really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Guys, make sure you like this video, and if you like awesome video games, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Till next time, guys. Peace out.